Hi, I'm Helen, coming to you from Costa Rica. Welcome to class. Feliz Año, as they say here, or Happy New Year. Today's practice is an intermediate flow where we'll be spicing it up a little bit, working on the hamstrings, working on some balance, turning inward, finding out a little bit about ourselves, and keeping an open mind for the year ahead. Props today that you'll need are a couple of blocks, I recommend, a blanket, and potentially a bell, although this is only for one posture, so if you don't have one, a tie, dressing gown cord, you can just visualize that you have one. We are going to start on the back in supported fish pose. You can do this a couple of ways. If you have blocks, you can place one at the tips of the shoulder blades, right about where your bra strap is, and then the other one comes under the head to support it. Or you can take your blanket, roll it up like a burrito, like I've done. Bit of a Blue Peter moment. Here's one I prepared earlier, and you can place it in the middle of the mat, bring it to the base of the spine, and then just drape the body over the top. Allow the legs to extend out and just let the feet flop open. Shoulders are snuggled down the back, so the burrito is down the length of the spine, supporting the head. Palms are up to the sky, maybe with the thumbnails touching the earth. Just get a little bit more opening in the shoulders. Close the windows of the eyes. Turn the intention inward and allow yourself to melt over your blocks or your burrito and breathe. Maybe you'd like to take a giant inhale and an exhale through the mouth, letting everything go. This posture is really good if you have something on your mind, you want to work things out in your head. It really is a pose of surrender and openness, even maybe slight vulnerability. But when we feel the support along the spinal column, it signals to the brain that we are safe, allows us to bring our guard down a little bit maybe, brings a bit of clarity to the mind. When we're not focusing on protecting ourselves, and we have stillness, then sometimes things can come to us that we didn't have clarity about before. We'll take a few breaths in this posture. Maybe this is a time where you'd like to set an intention for your practice. You could even set an intention for the year ahead, the month ahead, the week ahead, anything. Anything that you can connect with. Long, deep breaths. Maybe bring in the awareness to the senses, what you can hear, what you can smell. If the eyes are closed, what can you actually see? Although we're looking at the backs of the eyelids, sometimes we can see things too. I can see some light as I'm outdoors and the sun is up. What can you feel in your body and touching your body? Maybe the mat, maybe you're on carpet, maybe you're on a wooden floor and your hands are off the mat and you can feel the wood against the tops of the hands. A few more breaths here. And then when you're ready, slowly come off the prop, moving it to one side. Just allowing the spine to come back to its normal shape for a moment as you lay here on the mat. That was a chest opener and an extension of the spine. When you're ready, full body stretch. Hands maybe interlinked, pulling away from the shoulders, toes pointed, legs pulling in the opposite direction. And we'll move into Banana Asana. Keeping the torso where it is, start to walk the feet off to the right side of the mat. So your bottom half of your body is like the bottom half of a banana. And then you move the top part also in this banana shape to the right side of the mat. You can stay here. This is a lateral bend in the spine, or if you want to go a bit deeper, you can lift the left leg and hook it over the right ankle. You can also grab the left ankle with the right thumb and forefinger and maybe pull this top arm more over to the right. So your body is flat to the floor, but you're in a side bend. Breathing into this stretch, feeling it maybe in the left outer hip, the left ribs, the left armpit. Then slowly come back to neutral in the center of the mat, and we'll go over to the other side. So walking the feet off to the left side of the mat, maneuvering the top half of the body also to the left, maybe grabbing the right wrist with the left thumb and forefinger, maybe hooking the right foot over the left ankle. Pelvis is facing up towards the sky. Breathing here in this banana shape. Noticing the stretch. Deep breaths. Maybe breathing into where you feel a little bit of tightness. I can feel some in my right outer hip. And slowly coming back to center. Pause for a moment in this pencil shape on the floor. And start to walk the feet in. Feet are flat to the earth, the knees pointing up to the sky. Bring the arms back down by the sides. Do a couple of dynamic bridges, grounding down into all four corners of the feet. On an inhale, pelvis lifts and the arms come up and overhead at the same time. Slowly exhaling, releasing the body one vertebra at a time as you come down, hips contacting the earth. Again, inhale, lift up. And exhale, lower down. One more of these. Inhale, lift. And exhale, down back to the earth. Shuffle the hips slightly over to the right side of the mat. Bring the knees up into tabletop, crossing the right knee over the top of the left. So this might be your position. If it's available to you, you can double wrap. So you're in eagle legs. Arms come to goal pose. And as you exhale, release your eagle legs or a single wrap leg over to the left side of the mat. Lift the head off the floor and rotate from the base of the neck to face over the right shoulder. Breathe here. So eagle is a posture that we'll do a few times today. So it's good to get it into our muscle memory early on in the practice. Inhale, come back up to center. Unravel your legs. Feet come to the earth. Move the hips over to the left side of the mat this time. Knees come up, crossing the left over the top of the right, maybe a double wrap, and then releasing the legs over to the right side of the mat. Lifting the head and turning to the left if that feels good. So not being too concerned about how far over the legs come. All that matters is that you feel a twist in the mid-back. We don't twist at the sacrum. The twist comes from the mid to the mid region of the spine. Breathing deep. And inhale, bringing the legs back up with the strength of the core, unraveling, neutralizing back on the mat. Bringing the knees in one by one into the chest and giving a quick squeeze, maybe a little rock side to side on the base of the spine. Hugging the knees tight into the chest. Bringing the hands on the tops of the knees, then allow the knees to fall away from the body. Imagine the femur bones are descending in the hip sockets. Lengthen out the spine. And just allowing the hands to support the weight of the knees. You can fully relax the legs. And this posture that we're in, this shape, we will do it balancing on the toes very shortly. But in order to get there, we will do a few rolling like a ball. So this is a move from Pilates. On an inhale, bring the knees into the chest, rock and roll up. We'll come into the position. So the toes are on the floor, arms directly out from the shoulders, knees are lifted, and you're trying to maintain this shape as you roll. So inhaling back, come up, that's one. We'll do 5 of these, and then use the momentum to come up onto the toes. It's 2, 3, 4, and 5. So you may do it a lot more gracefully than me. We come onto this toe balance. If you have blocks, you can have these at this side to help you. But remember, as we were laying down, the hands were on the knees and we were moving the knees away from the hip socket. So you can almost imagine you're doing that here. If it's available to you, maybe bringing the hands at the chest, getting a fixed gazing point, breathing. This is a nice stretch for the feet, challenging our balance, challenging our core. And from here we will stand straight up, using the strength of the legs, zipping up from the midline, coming all the way up, maybe onto the toes, arms to the sky, and release down. Well done. Coming into a version of classical sun salutation, a variation. I'm going to get my knee pad ready. And you may want to strategically place your blocks either side of the mat. Coming to the top of the mat, big toe mounds together, feet slightly, heels slightly apart. Shoulders are back and down, grounding down, breathing here, centering, taking a deep inhale and an exhale, and we'll begin. On an inhale, palms up to the sky. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, right foot steps back. Right knee descends. Inhale, low lunge. Exhale, lean over to the left. Back to center. Hands come down. Half split. Propel forward. Come into standing split on this left leg. Back to low lunge, plank, lower knees, chest and chin, cobra, seat to heels, downward facing dog. Right foot steps up, left knee descends, low lunge, lean over to the right, inhale center, lower the hands, half splits, inhale come forward, standing split, left foot meets the right, forward fold, inhale palms come up, palms to chest, left side, inhale palms lift, exhale forward fold, inhale halfway lift, exhale left foot steps back, left knee descends, low lunge, lean into the right, inhale center, hands come down, half splits, inhale forward into standing split, exhale low lunge, plank, knees, chest and chin, cobra, seat to heels, downward facing dog. Left foot steps up, right knee descends. Inhale, come up, lean to the left, back to the midline, half splits, standing split, right foot meets the left, forward fold, inhale palms to the sky, palms to chest. One more time on each side. Inhale palms lift, exhale forward fold, inhale halfway, exhale right foot steps back, knee to the earth, come into this lunge, lean over to the left, back to center, hands come down, half splits, propel forward, standing split, left side, back to a lunge, plank, knees, chest and chin, cobra, seat to heels, downward facing dog. Right foot steps up, left knee down, inhale low lunge, lean to the left, right, back to center, hands come down, half splits, coming forward, standing split, left foot meets the right, forward fold, inhale all the way up to a mountain, palms to chest. Last one, inhale, arms lift, exhale forward fold, halfway lift, left foot steps back, left knee to the earth, low lunge, lean to the right, back to center, hands come down, half Hanumanasana, propel forward into standing splits, back to this low lunge, plank, knees, chest and chin, cobra, seat to heels, downward facing dog. Left foot steps up, right knee descends, inhale, palms to the sky, leaning over to the left, back to center, half split, propel forward, standing split, right foot meets the left, forward fold, inhale all the way up, palms to chest, Samasthiti, just close the eyes, and reflect, notice how you feel. Maybe the heart is elevated, maybe a little bit of sweat dripping, I know I have, and release. Bending into both knees, arms come out to a T. Start to move all the way into the right foot. So you spread the toes so you've got a good strong base. Zip up the midline, activate your root lock, lifting the left knee up, bringing it across the right for eagle legs. Left arm comes under right, eagle arms. Sitting deep into this leg, zipping those legs together, the inner thighs, breathing here. Fixed gazing point, your drishti. From here the destination is warrior two. And top leg, stepping back into warrior two, feet So back arch is intersecting the ankle, the heel of the front foot. Unravel the arms, coming into a T, warrior two. Breathing here. Front knees over front ankle, hips are parallel to the floor. Shoulders are relaxed. Gazing point is the middle finger of the front hand. On an inhale, the front leg will straighten, the toes come off the floor, palms come together, and we rotate the body towards the side of the mat. As you exhale, bringing the prayer down through the midline, pushing back out to warrior two. Then both arms come up, keeping the front leg bent. We're moving to warrior dog. As you exhale, the front or the torso comes down, hands come off the mat. So you're in down dog arms and warrior two legs. I don't actually know if this is called warrior dog, that's what I call it. Breathe here. Scooping this right hip under, pressing into the knife edge of the back foot, keeping the back arch active. And from here, we'll start to move the hands towards the side of the mat, rotating the feet, coming into Prasarita Padottanasana. Placing the left hand underneath the middle of the chest. On an inhale, right arm comes up to the sky. Keeping the hips parallel. Right hand comes back down, rotating back towards the front of the mat in a low lunge. Step back plank, take a vinyasa. Back to downward facing dog. Look forward, bend the knees and jump to the top of the mat. Exhale, release. Inhale all the way up, palms to chest. Second side. This time grounding into the left foot, right knee lifts. Eagle legs. Right arm under left. Lifting the elbows. Breathing here, locking those thighs together. Unraveling this leg, stepping back into warrior two. Front knee over front ankle, shoulders are relaxed, arms to a T. Breathing, back arch is engaged. Inhale, straighten the front leg, lift the toes, palms come up together, torso facing towards the side of the mat. Palms come through the line back to the chest, back out into warrior two. And keeping warrior two legs, palms come up again. Warrior dog on this side. Scooping this left hip under, breathing. Then walking the hands towards the side of the mat, straighten the legs, feet are parallel. Prasarita Padottanasana. This time right hand underneath the middle of the chest. Inhale the left arm up. Trying to keep the hips parallel. Hand comes down, rotate to the front for a low lunge, step back plank, take a vinyasa. Meet in downward facing dog. Empty the lungs, look forward, jump to the top of the mat. Forward fold, inhale up to the sky, palms to chest. So we add on to that sequence. Bending into both knees, all the weight in the right foot, left knee lifts, eagle. Left arm under right. Step back, warrior two. Inhale, straighten the front leg, palms meet at the top. Back to warrior two. Then both arms straight up to the sky. Warrior dog. Prasarita. Left hand under chest, right arm to the sky. Right hand comes down, and this time rotating towards the back of the mat. You're in a low lunge and the left foot should be forward. Destination is eagle. Grounding into that front heel. Inhale, come up. Right knee over left. Right arm under left. Eagle. Destination from here is pyramid. Lifting this right leg up, stepping back, keeping the arms wrapped to begin with. Feet are on train tracks, pulling the left hip back and the right hip forward. Release the arms, and maybe come into reverse namaste. If that's not available to you, you can just grab hold of the elbows, or you can actually keep the hands on the hips. Whatever feels good for you. Lengthen the spine, and then as you exhale, folding forward over this front leg. Belly is inside, bringing the nose down towards the shin. Inhale, slowly come back up. Release the hands, rotate all the way back to the front of the mat. Warrior one. Hands come down, step back, take a vinyasa. Empty the lungs, look forward, and jump to the front of the mat. Forward fold. Palms come up, palms to chest. Bend the knees, grounding this time into the left foot. Right knee lifts over the top, eagle. Right arm under left. Move the elbows, lock everything into the midline. Warrior two. Inhale, straighten the front leg, palms to the sky. Front toes lift. Prayer comes down the midline, back out to warrior two. Then arms come up. Warrior dog. Prasarita. Right hand under the chest, left arm to the sky. Left hand comes down. Low lunge to the back of the mat with the right foot forward. Destination, eagle. Inhale, we come up. Left leg over right. Left arm under right. Eagle this side. Focus your vision on one spot that's not moving. Then unraveling, stepping back into pyramid, keeping the arms wrapped to begin with, and releasing, maybe reverse namaste, maybe hands to hips, maybe grabbing the elbows, pulling this right hip back, lengthening the waist, and exhale, folding from the hip joint, coming over this front leg. Breathe. Deep, deep hamstring stretch this. And inhale, come back up. Release the hands, rotate to the front of the mat. Warrior one. Hands come down. Step back, plank, take a vinyasa. Or you can just go straight to downward facing dog. Take a free breath in downward facing dog. Empty the lungs, look forward, and step, jump to the top of the mat. Forward fold. Inhale, palms to the sky, palms to chest. Adding on again. Bending the knees, grounding into the right foot, left leg lifts, crossing over, eagle, left arm under right. Take a breath here. Step back, warrior two. Unravel. Inhale, palms to the sky, toes lift, leg straightens. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, arms up, warrior dog. Prasarita, left hand underneath the chest, right arm to the sky. Exhale, right hand comes down, low lunge to the back of the mat, grounding into this left foot. Inhale up for eagle this side. Right arm under left. Stepping back into pyramid. Moving the arms from eagle to reverse namaste. Lengthen from the waist. Exhale, folding forward over this leg. Breathing here. And this is where the variation comes in. So you can stay with this or move into Flamingo. So releasing the hands and the fingertips face towards the back of the mat, grounding into this front foot, this back. See if you can lift this back knee off the floor. Back foot off the floor. So this is a lot on this front hamstring. Then release back down. Hands to the hips, come all the way back up. Rotate, warrior one to the front of the mat. Plant the hands, take a vinyasa. Knee in dog. Connect with the breath. And when you're ready, step or jump to the front of the mat. Forward fold. Palms to the sky, palms to chest. What I should have said is Flamingo, you can have these blocks, place them either side of the mat, and it makes it a little bit more accessible. Bend into the knees, ground into the left foot, right knee over left, right arm under left, eagle. Step back, warrior two. Inhale, straighten, palms to the sky. Exhale, warrior two. Arms up, warrior dog. Prasarita, right hand underneath the chest, left arm to the sky. Rotate to the back. Low lunge, right foot forward. Inhale, eagle. Step back into pyramid. Reverse namaste. Lengthen from the waist, tip from the hip joint. Coming over this front leg. Pulling the right hip back and the left hip forward. Then maybe hands come down to the floor or to blocks. All the weight going in this front foot. Maybe lifting this back foot up towards the glute for Flamingo. Release back down to pyramid, hands to the hips, all the way back up. Rotate to the front of the mat, warrior one. Vinyasa, or you can go straight to dog, or take a child's pose. Meet in dog. Reconnect with the breath. Then empty the lungs, look forward and jump or step to the front of the mat. Forward fold, all the way back up, palms to chest. I think we'll do it one more time. Bending into the knees, all the way in the right foot. Left leg over right, left arm under right. Warrior two. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, arms to the sky. Warrior dog. Prasarita, left hand under chest, right arm lifts. Low lunge to the back of the mat. Left foot is forward. Eagle. Right arm under left. Step back into pyramid. Release the arms. Maybe reverse. Namaste. Chest lifts. Coming forward over this front leg. Pulling the left hip back, right hip forward. Hands come down, facing towards the, well, what is now the front of the mat, but in your position, the back of the mat. Maybe lifting this back leg up, let the knee, foot towards the glute. Release back down, pyramid, hands to hips, all the way up to standing. Rotate warrior one to the front of the mat. Vinyasa. Reconnect. Then empty the lungs, bend the knees, jump forward, forward fold. Arms to the sky, palms to chest. Last time, give it all you've got, bending into the knees. Right knee over the top of the left, right arm under left. Warrior two. Straighten palms to the sky, palms through the chest, back to warrior two. Arms up, warrior dog. Prasarita, right hand underneath the chest, left arm to the sky. Rotating to the back, low lunge, right foot forward. Inhale, up to eagle. Left arm under right. Unravel, pyramid legs. Reverse namaste. Exhale, forward over this front leg. Pulling the right hip back, left hip forward. Hands come down, fingertips facing away. All the way into this front leg. Maybe lifting this back foot into the glute. Release down, back to pyramid. Hands to the hips. Front spine engaged, come up to standing. Rotate, warrior one. Hands to the earth, step back, plank. Chaturanga, upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Knees to the earth, child's pose. Maybe bringing the third eye to the earth. You can stack the hands and rest the third eye on there. Have it directly on the earth and breathe here. Allow the belly to come between the thighs and surrender. So as this is the new year, maybe using this third eye as it's pressed against the mat as a drain, and allow things you want to let go of to just drain out through that third eye. Things that no longer serve you, limiting beliefs. Maybe you want to let go of situations you're in. Maybe it's time to say goodbye to some people in your life as well, some toxic people. What do you want to release and let go of to create space, to invite new things, new people, new beliefs, new opportunities into your life for 2024. And very slowly we'll come back up, coming over onto the seat. Moving into a few lower body stretches, starting with Janushirsasana. So bringing this left foot actually into the chest, then allowing it to fall open. Sitting tall on the sit bones. And if you have a belt, this might come in handy. Lengthening out of the waist, tipping from the hip crease, coming over, keeping the spine as straight as you can, as long as possible, and then descending forward. You can even use your burrito to give you a little bit of support. Sometimes when we surrender into things, our body releases a bit more. I've got a lot of props today. Props are good. So that flow, we were doing a lot of toing and froing on the mat, leading with different legs, switching it up in our brain, challenging ourselves. Whether or not you got it all, whether or not you got that flamingo pose, that is a lot of strain on the hamstring. It doesn't matter. What matters is the journey, the effort you put in, and what you learn along the way. Inhale, slowly come back up. Bring this knee back in. We'll move into Marichyasana A. Have about a fist distance between the foot and the inner thigh. Plant the right hand behind like a kickstand. Inhale the left arm to the sky, keeping the right leg active with the foot flexed, coming in between this thigh here, internally rotating the shoulder, hooking behind. Now this again might be where you need your belt. Right hand comes back and the left hand grabs hold of the right wrist or the right fingertips, or you can use the belt. Lengthen forward out of the waist, chest is parallel to the earth, and descend forward. Inhale, come back up. Gently release, shake out the hands. Taking this left leg now. We'll move it into an internal rotation. So keeping this knee joint absolutely closed, you're just going to rotate from the thigh inwards and come into half hero. If this is really agony for you, you can actually take your blanket or a block and prop up on it, and it just makes it a little bit more accessible. Lengthening from the waist and then coming forward, slowly descending. Inhale, come back up. Keeping the leg where it is, we'll move into a twist. So lengthening from the waist, and as you exhale, just rotating away from this bent knee, so towards the right. The right hand can come behind, the left hand just be outside the right thigh. And breathe here, lengthening the spine, relaxing the shoulders. Maybe looking over the right shoulder. And inhale back to center. Release this leg. Give it a little shake. We'll do that on the other side. So bringing the right knee in. Tall spine, allow it to flop open. Savasana, lengthen from the waist, and as you exhale, coming forward, deep breaths. Inhale, come back up. Right knee comes in towards the midline. Fist distance between the foot and the thigh. Use the left hand behind to help lengthen the spine. Right arm inhales up to the sky, and as you exhale, come forward inside this leg. Internally rotate the shoulder and maybe reaching round. Lengthening from the waist and then descending forward, keeping the chest parallel to the earth as best as you can. Left leg is active with the foot flexed. Breathing, surrendering. Inhale, come back up. Grabbing hold of this leg, keeping the knee joint closed, rotating from the inner thigh, coming into half Vinyasa, this side. Remember, you can always prop up the hips if it feels a bit too much. You don't want any pain in the knee. Lengthen from the waist, then coming forward. Inhale, return up. Coming into the twist on this side, lengthen the spine on an inhale and rotate as you exhale. Easy twist here. Maybe looking over the left shoulder. Spine straight, rotating from the mid-back. Inhale back to center, release this leg. Shake out the feet, shake out the legs. We'll make our way down onto the back. One vertebra at a time. Slowly, slowly, slowly. Feet come underneath. We've done a lot of hamstring lengthening today. And in yoga there is a lot of hamstring lengthening. There's not much strengthening. We'll do bridge pose and put your mind into the backs of the legs here, lifting the pelvis up. Imagine that the lower back is lengthening towards the backs of the knees. Breathe in here, consciously thinking about the hamstrings. And slowly release. Bringing the knees in one by one into the chest. Allowing them to fall away again like we did at the start of class. From the body, using the hands to hold on to them, descending the femurs into the hip sockets. Deep breaths. And then when you're ready, the next posture is Savasana. So if your body is craving any other kind of movement right now, now is the time to take it. Otherwise, we'll slowly come out, extending the legs, allowing the feet to flop open, palms up to the sky, not one part of the body touching another part. Jaw is relaxed, face is relaxed, eyes are closed. Taking a deep inhale, Add an exhale. Let everything go and release. Savasana. And while you're in Savasana, as it is the new year, will pull an oracle card from this set that I have called Earth Warriors. And we'll see what this year has in store. So one of these cards fell out. Palhik Mana, medicine of the butterfly Kachina. And this means, on wings of hope, butterfly Kachina guides you through an ending to the light of new life within. It is your transition into a happier time of increased pleasure and delight. Especially if you have experienced great struggle or loss, the spirit medicine of butterfly brings hopeful promise to your heart. Here is your sign that there will be happiness, peace and light. Trust in the goodness being birthed. Start to bring your awareness to the furthest away sound that you can hear. Then bring your awareness to the closest sound that you can hear. Bring your awareness back into the body, maybe feeling the fingers and toes. If it feels good, you can do a full body stretch. One by one, bring the knees into the chest. Maybe give yourself a little hug, tight squeeze. And when you're ready, fall over onto your favorite side into fetal position. Pause for a moment or two here. And then when you're ready, keeping the eyes closed, bring yourself up gently to a comfortable seated position. Tall spine with the shoulders relaxed. Palms meet at the chest. And I'll close class by saying thank you very much for practicing with me today. I hope you have a wonderful new year and the rest of 2024. And I hope to see you again soon. Thank you. Thank you for joining me today. If you like this class, please feel free to give me a thumbs up and subscribe. I post new content every week, and I hope to see you again soon. Thank you.